St John is all about saving lives through first aid, and earlier this year St John launched its Victorian Heart Start initiative. St John Heart Start is an initiative to equip local community sporting clubs with life-saving defibrillators. This is a story about Currumborough Bowling Club, who have a defib, and is a great example of how a club, when equipped with a life-saving defibrillator, can act to save the life of their club members.
I don't believe that I would be here today if we hadn't had a defibrillator. Fortunately, we'd purchased one just a few weeks ago. We didn't believe, and I personally didn't believe, that we would use it in my time here. I can vouch now that I was wrong. There was no warning, no discomfort at all during the afternoon. We had bowled as usual on a Saturday, and I'd completed my games, stood up onto the bank to put my bowls back into my bag. The head went whirly a little bit and I fell over.
Well, we were just about completing the day, a normal Saturday of bowls, and I turned around and David's there on the ground, and I thought to myself, gee, this doesn't look right. He's not even trying to help himself. Seriously, something must be wrong. So I went over and noticed he wasn't breathing. So I yelled out again, call an ambulance now, and I'm starting CPR. And with that, I started the compressions. Next thing you know, Charlie's beside me.
I didn't know whether somebody was having a blue or somebody was in trouble, but then when I got there, I found that it was one of our mates that had a heart attack.
And he says, I'll do the breathing. And I said, yep, that'll be good.
I'd been at that scenario before, so I sort of just went down on my knees to give her a hand to get things right.
And I'm still compressing, and Charlie had breathed.
Put my hand under his neck and lifted his head up and saw that his mouth was clear, and we proceeded with that. And then as we got going, I screamed out for somebody to get the defib.
And Charlie got the machine up and running.
Having used one or demonstrated one before, I knew exactly what we had to do. So as I set it up and got ready, I told Josie to stand back. Well, the machine tells you to do that, stand back. It's so easy to use, it's just incredibly easy.
And then we put him back on his back and started up with the CPR again. And that continued, well, what felt like an eternity. And next thing you know, the ambulance rocked up and they asked us to continue what we were doing until they got themselves sorted. And we continued. And then once they told us to step back, we did.
Then it was a case of being removed to the ambulance and then to the Oval and a helicopter ride into the Monash Medical Centre.
I don't think we could have kept him going until the ambulance had gotten there had we did not have the defibrillator. It was a big part of the day, definitely, definitely.
I was very, very happy to be part of reviving a man, a good friend of mine. Good ending to a, could have been a sad story.
But an event such as happened to me just highlights how important it is, because you never know who is next, whether it be a young person or a much older person.
I'd been trying to get the jolly thing at the club for a couple of years, and there'd been a bit of resistance, a bit of the unknown, and we got a new lady member who had done a lot of training in first aid and so forth, and she came to a meeting and suggested really forcefully that we get it, and I backed her up.
Initially there were some barriers to purchasing the defibrillator. The members of the committee wanted to look into what was legally required from a club having a defibrillator. And in the end, the age of our club and the members themselves, it was seen by the committee that it was a good idea. We got the equipment from St John because of a grant that was on the internet that one of our lady members had applied for. So when we missed out on the first round, we just decided, oh well, we'll just go and buy some.
And so we got the jolly thing, and then I made it my business to go and see how they worked and to have demonstrations on them so that at least somebody knew how they worked without a panic going on.
We purchased one a few weeks ago, and never dreamt that we would be using it so quickly, always hoping that you never have to. And it shows that it can happen to anyone, whether they be young or advanced years. They're not terribly expensive compared to the saving of life. So I would certainly recommend that all sporting bodies have one, and that they go through some training process, because the machine does talk you through the processes, so there's nothing to be afraid of, and that's always the fear of the unknown. But I think those that used the machine on that day would say, don't be afraid of it.
I think people get frightened of it because it's got the power to revive people. There's no need to be frightened of that machine. It's a lifesaver. It's wonderful.
I would definitely say to other clubs, any sporting club, that having a defibrillator is important, no matter what the age group of the people that are in their club, but definitely they should have one.
It'd be very foolish for a club not to have them after the experience that we've had.
Every club must get one, particularly the population, the age group of our elders who are playing bowls, definitely must have a defibrillator, must have.
With the machine that's available today, it is just not right for any respectable club to be without that sort of machine on hand.
The committee now would say that the purchase was well worth getting, that it saved somebody's life, and even with just saving that one life, that they've made the right choice in buying the defibrillator. It's imperative that clubs have a first aid outlook, because it will save lives.
Well, my family and friends and members of the club here were amazed that I got through this virtually unscathed. So I've certainly got my colleagues here and the defib machine to thank for saving my life on that day.